Hello everyone, welcome to mvpvishwakosha. Today we are discussing 16 October 2025 current affairs. In that first point, that is about recent India-Mongolia 10 agreement and also 10 years of strategic partnership and 70 years of diplomatic ties. This you know about that recent state visit and milestone of that Mongolian president Urlescu visited India to mark 70 years of bilateral ties and 10 years of strategic partnership and diplomatic ties established in 1955. That is, India and Mongolia established that diplomatic relations and also upgrade to strategic partnership. In 2015, around 10 years ago, Modi visited and also that partnership elevated from earlier ties. And also number of MOUs, that 10 MOUs were signed during this visit across sectors, that is cultural, immigration, geological and mineral and digital cooperation, heritage restoration, cooperative, etc. Also, India's development credit project, that is, India is providing US dollar 1.7 billion line of credit for the construction of Mongolia's first oil refinery. Okay, and also India's single largest overseas development partnership project so far, and also defense capacity building. Also, India will train Mongolia's border security forces and also appointment a defense attached, expand defense and security cooperation and also cultural and spiritual ties. A Sanskrit teacher to be deputed to Gandhana monastery in Mongolia, and digitization of 1 million ancient manuscripts, sending relics of Sariputra and Mogulayana from India to Mongolia. MOU between Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council and Mongolia's Akangai province for cultural exchange, and also visa people to people, that India will provide free visas to Mongolian citizens and sponsor annual visit by young cultural ambassador from Mongolia. Also connectivity trade, in that Mongolia Airlines to start a charter flight to Amritsar, Delhi to boost trade and tourism, and also India's interest in minerals and coal. India is exploring imports of coking coal from Mongolia. Okay, and also challenges logistic, that Mongolia is landlocked country, right? So in that export of coal minerals need to transit through Russia or China via rail, sea routes, very important. So all that perspective, that is India and Mongolia's relationship, that is 10 years of strategic ties and 70 years of mark visit, and all that 10 MOUs are important. Next news, that is about recent report on India's elephant population decline. So here, new DNA-based elephant census, India's first nationwide DNA-based synchronous, that is elephant population estimation exercise is called, that is that is synchronous all India Elephant Estimation 2021-25. It replaces or supplements older estimation methods, also estimated in that population decline. So in that, the estimated number of wild elephant in India is that is 22,446 compared to the 2017 estimate that 27,312 or similar. This is a decline, and also that drop is reported various as 18% or 25%, depending on methodology and compatibility. So that government report caution that the figures are not strictly comparable because of the changing in methodology. Okay, what that methodology used, right? So because of that, and also 2021-25 figure should be treated as a new baseline. And the distribution, some major pattern of distribution, that Western Ghats remains a stronghold, a large share of elephant population in this region. Other landscapes, that is northeast Brahmaputra plains, Shivalik and Gangetic plains, central India, Eastern Ghats. Among states, Karnataka is reported to have the highest number of elephants in India. Okay, some causes, threats, right, habitat loss and fragmentation, human-elephant conflict, methodological change, all that issues to decline. And some incident in Jharkhand, elephant population in certain areas reportedly dropped by 68%. Okay, due to habitat loss, mining, and all. So very very important that recent report. So that is about recent news, that is on elephant population in India. Next news, that is about Global Hunger Index 2025 and also India's rank. So the Global Hunger Index is an annual peer-reviewed report published by Wealth Hunger Life in Germany together with Concern Worldwide and other partners. It is aims to comprehensively measure and compare hunger levels across countries using a multi-dimensional approach rather than just calorific deficiency. And also that global hunger index uses four indicators. One is prevalence of undernourishment, okay, in general population. Another one, three is that is child stunting, that is children under 5 who are not too short for age, okay. Also child wasting, children under 5 who are too thin for their height. Another one, child mortality, so reflecting the interaction between nutrition, health, and environment, okay. These are aggregated into composite score that is higher, there is global hunger index score that is equal to means there is worse hunger situation, okay, higher the score. So based on the score, countries are classified into categories as low, moderate, serious, alarming, or extremely alarming hunger levels. So in this global hunger index, that is report and ranking change their country inclusion, revised data series, all that, and direct comparisons. So in this 2025 report data, the progress has largely stalled. The global hunger index score is about 18.3 per 3, okay, 18.3, which is only modestly better than comparable methodology in 2016. And also that is India's rank important. According to the Global Hunger Index web page, that is India's rank score is 25.8, classified under the serious level of hunger. India is ranked important 102 out of 123 countries, including in the 2025 ranking. Okay, so 102 out of 123 countries. In 2024, in the rank is 105 out of 127 countries with a score of 27.3. So India's component indicator that all that undernourishment 12.0%, child stunting 32.9%, child wasting 18.7%, under child mortality 2.8%. Okay, so all that perspective, that is ranking and all that perspective is important. Okay, so that is about recent global hunger index. Next news that is about recent that India has restarted that postal service to the USA. So India has suspended most postal service to the USA, right, from 22nd August 2025. So this suspension was triggered by US executive order, and also which ended the de minimis exemption from postal shipment under the old rule, low value shipments, so that could enter the US duty free. So without clarity on how to collect and remit the new import duties, postal operators in India had paused accepting parcel shipment bound from the US. So in this, India's Department of Post announced that is from 15 October 2025, all categories of international postal service to the US would resume, and also the resumption is enabled by new mechanism, that is delivery duty paid under this customs duties will be collected upfront in India at that time, and also parcel booking and then remitted directly to US customs via CBP approved qualified parties. And also the customs duty rate applied is a flat 50% of the declared free on board value of the consignment under the US International Emergency Economic Power Act tariff rule. So, however, importantly, that is no additional customer charges will be levied by the India Post for performing the DDP and qualified party service and all postal tariff structures. It is very important that dual parallel parcels, because some places in Pune, India Post had already cautionally resumed shipping of Diwali parallel parcels. Okay, festival food items. Okay, so that's why it is important. So that is about recent news, India's development with the USA. Next news that is about recent launch by Ministry of Law and Justice of the live cases, that dashboard under LIMS. Okay, so here that LIMS means Legal Information Management and Briefing System. So the Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India has inaugurated the live cases dashboard as a part of the LIMS, that's Legal Information Management and Briefing System platform. The inauguration was done by Union Minister of State, that is Independent Charge for Law and Justice, Arjun Ram Meghwal, at Shastri Bhavan, New Delhi. And also the dashboard provides real-time data visualization of court cases in which the government is party with the details of upcoming hearings, statutes, etc. And also currently that LIMS portal takes over 7 lakh 23,123 live cases across 53 ministries and departments. About 13,175 ministry users and 18,458 advocates regularly update case information on the portal, and also the objective is to enhance the transparency, accountability, efficiency, and to proactively manage government litigation. And also, this initiative aligns with government broader goal of reducing litigation burden and using technology-driven governance. So very important that LIMS and live case dashboard ministry and its litigation, all that perspective it is very very important. So that's about recent news about LIMS. Next news that is about recent WTO complaint by China against India over subsidies, that is EV or battery sectors. So here China has formally filed a complaint at the World Trade Organization against India, challenging India's subsidy for electric vehicles and battery manufacture. So the Chinese Commerce Minister claims that India's subsidy measures given its domestic industry an unfair competitive advantage in violation of WTO rules, and also specifically China alleges that India policy breach the principles of national treatment, that is treating imported goods no less favorably than domestic ones, and also the amount to prohibited import substitution subsidies under WTO rules. India has 30 days that is to hold conciliation with China under WTO dispute settlement mechanism. If conciliation fails, China may request to a panel to execute the dispute. India's Commerce Ministry Commerce Secretary has said the ministry will examine China's detailed submission. And also, China has also filed a similar WTO complaint against Turkey, Canada, and European Union over the subsidy trade issues. Background that India has in recent years launched and expanded initiative a subsidy to promote domestic EV manufacturing. Okay, such under the scheme FAME and PLI for EVs or batteries to reduce imports and promote make in India in green tech sector. So that is why you should know about all that WTO rules, all that national treatment of WTO principle, and also prohibited subsidies and consolation and dispute settlement mechanism, and countervailing duties and developing country status. All that perspective, WTO subsidy rules, all that is very very important. So that is about recent that. China files a WTO complaint over India's EV battery subsidies. Next news that is about Ministry of Mines to reclassify limestone as a major mineral. Important for exam perspective. That is Ministry of Mines, Government of India issued gazette notification. So on classify all limestone as a major mineral. So previously limestone had a dual classification. When used in kilns for making lime, it was classified as a minor mineral. When used for industrial purpose, cement, chemical fertilizer, steel, etc., it was classified as a major minerals. But now new notification deletes the clause that treated limestone used in kilns for manufacture of lime used as building material as a minor mineral, thus eliminating the end user destinations. To ensure smooth transition, the ministry also issued the order under section 20A of MMDR Act, that is Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957 on 13th October 2025, laying down a transition provision. So in these key transition measures include existing mineral limestone leaseholders must registered with Indian Bureau of Mines. Also, they can continue paying royalty as per existing rates. Very important that ministry justified the use of limestone for lime production has reduced, and most limestone is now used in industrial application, and also ease of doing business, regulatory simplification, all that perspective it is very very important. Okay. So that is about recent news, that is recent mining and mineral sector news, center mandate auction of all limestone mines. In that perspective, limestone under major minerals. Next news, that is UN Human Rights Council 2026-28 that India has been elected for the 7th time to the United Nations Human Rights Council for the term that is 2026-2028. So the election is unopposed. India was one of the Asia Pacific seats and had no rival. For the Asia Pacific regional allocation, India's term begins in January 1st, 2026. The former vote, India secured 177 votes out of 188 cast in the General Assembly. India had earlier served on the International Human Rights Council in terms that is 2006-7, 2008-10, 2012-14, 2015-17, 2019-21 and 2022-24. So according to rules, a member cannot serve more than 2 consecutive terms. Hence, India took a break in 2025 before contesting again. So, UN Human Rights Council, it is the primary intergovernmental UN body responsible for promoting and protecting human rights globally, established in 2006 by UN General Assembly. And also the member in terms, the council has 47 member states elected by UN General Assembly for 3-year term. Also, consecutive term limit, a country cannot serve more than 2 consecutive terms, important point. And unopposed election, pro forma vote, even when unopposed a candidate, country must secure the required majority in general assembly vote. Okay, very important. So, point that is about recent that India elected to international. Okay, next news that is about 8th session of the Codex Committee on Species and Culinary Herbs held in Guwahati. So the 8th session of Codex Committee on Species and Culinary Herbs CCSCH8 was inaugurated, okay, in Guwahati, Assam, India. This session being conducted from 13th to 17th October 2025. The event was inaugurated by Assam's Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya. And also the meeting was expected to include delegates from many countries, 81 delegates from 27 nations per reports. India through FSSAI and Spices Board and related bodies is playing the host leadership role, and key commodity draft standard to be discussed include large cardamom, sweet marjoram and cinnamon, dried coriander seeds and vanilla. The meeting aims to work on draft standards, new work proposals, updating templates for standards under that CCSCS mandate. Rajit Punhai, CEO of FSSAI, emphasized the need of harmonized science-based global standard to ensure consumer safety and support equitable trade of species and culinary herbs. The Codex, important, you should know, Codex Alimentarius Commission. Codex, it is a joint FAO and WHO body that develops international food standards, guidelines and codes to practice to protect consumer health and ensure fair trade. Important, and within that committee, the Codex Committee on Species and Culinary Herbs in one such committee tasked with the standard setting for dried dehydrated species herbs in their edible and culinary use state. Term reference include elaborating worldwide standards of species and culinary herbs. India is hosting this session demonstrating its commitment to role in global food safety standards dialogue. Okay, so that is about recent news, that is Codex Committee on Species Culinary Use that held in Guwahati. Next news, there is last news that is about recent news that UK Prime Minister praised India's that is in their parliament. Okay, so here that on returning from his official visit India, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer addressed the House of Commons and praised India's growth, global role and future prospect. In that he said India is growing force on the world stage, on track to have the third largest economy by 2020. He linked India and the UK through the living bridge of family and history, emphasizing shared ties and historic comprehensive economic and trade agreement between the two countries. He also lauded that unparalleled opportunities opening up in India post and trade deal, expressed optimism about a deeper cooperation in technology investment and partnership. And also in his remarks in India, Q. Sharma also made reference to India digital identity system, that is Aadhaar, as an intensive model, expressing interest in the lessons for the UK. Very important, you should know about that India UK comprehensive economic and trade agreement. Okay, all that perspective it is, and the software and image building, all that perspective it is very important. So there is about recent PM Sharma's parliamentary address praising India linked to visit, trade and deal. So that's about 16th October 2025 current affairs. Thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exams. Thank you.